Desmond O Brien is one of the most sought-after instructors of dressage and side-saddle riding in the world. At the age of 16, he joined the Spanish riding school in Vienna, and after 11 years with the mounted staff, switched to the saddlery, finally becoming a master saddler. For more than 17 years, he was responsible for the equipment of the world-famous Lipizzaner horses. During this time, he graduated as a riding instructor for dressage, as well as a Grade A instructor for side-saddle riding. Since 2006, because of constant demand, Desmond O Brien has offered private workshops, where he not only imparts riding knowledge, but also emphasizes the importance of the correct saddle. In this DVD, I'd like to introduce you to the principles of finding the right saddle. In my experience, 90% of all riders use unsuitable saddles. Isn't that alarming? I'd like to help you judge if your saddle is right for your horse, both your present saddle and any you may buy in future. I'll start by reviewing the different types of saddle. We're here at Deubner & Partner, who've kindly agreed to assist us with our filming. In general, one distinguishes between a conventional and a treed saddle. On a conventional or English saddle, the panel is positioned between the saddle tree and the horse. The side bars of a treed saddle have to conform to the shape of the horse's back. This is called the curvature of the bars. In the past, a saddle tree was made of wood, which is inflexible and can't follow the movement of the horse's back. Very uncomfortable for both horse and rider. Modern manufacturing techniques mean that saddle trees can be made of more flexible materials which adapt to the dynamic movements of the horse. These are called spring trees or flexible trees. In modern manufacture, saddles are not only made of wood and leather, but also of fiberglass, carbon fiber and other synthetic materials. The head of the saddle tree can be cut back moderately or deeply. Horses' backs can have very different shapes. Here you see a normal horseback with well-formed withers and a slightly curved top line. A hollow back and a short back. Not only the top line, but also the torso of a horse can vary. As we see here, a round torso and a distinctive shoulder. The points of the tree should be positioned here. Make sure that the points never press on the shoulder blades. Fatty deposits can handicap the correct fit of a saddle and may cause it to slip on the back. This 24-year-old mare has a sunken back and very long and distinctive withers, which makes it quite difficult to find the right saddle. White hairs in the coat at the withers can be a sign of saddle sores. Other causes could be a crease in the saddle pad, or a blanket, or, as in this case, a girth. As can clearly be seen, this horse's spine is not permanently even. A horse doesn't just have a static shape, but also a dynamic moving shape. The spine moves as soon as the horse bends a leg, for instance. The spine is like a bridge that sags when at rest, but can move upwards and downwards. You should thus always also check the fit of a saddle in motion.
Here you see the neck of a horse consisting of 7 cervical vertebrae.
and the torso consisting of 18 thoracic vertebrae. Now we come to the main issue. I'll show you my routine for checking the fit of a saddle. First, I check the saddle without tightening the girth. I look at the distance between the points and the shoulder blade. I test if the saddle rocks. And I check the freedom of the withers, which in this case is 3 fingers. Why are these 3 fingers so important? The horse moves up and down. You sit on the horse and move up with it. When the horse moves down, you follow slightly more slowly because of your body's inertia. When the horse's back moves down, you follow, and this can cause compression. For the horse, your weight changes. The spine of a horse moves in a 3-dimensional way. That's why a saddle also moves up and down, from left to right, forwards and backwards, in a 3-dimensional figure of 8. The saddle is fixed on the horse with the girth at the front. When the horse lifts its back, the saddle is lifted. If the saddle didn't move a little on the horse's back would be rigid. Before mounting the horse, you should again check the position of the saddle and the tightness of the girth. Unfortunately, most people over-tighten the girth. Horses are highly mobile creatures and should be free to move. If the girth is too tight, they may develop a cold back or become sensitive to the girth. The saddle girth should not be tightened any further than the belt of your trousers. The best way to get on a horse is with the aid of steps. It protects the horse, the rider and the saddle from damage. I'd like to introduce you now to Anne-Catherine, one of my students. She's wearing a pair of leggings on which we've painted a skeleton to show you the position of the pelvis. Please, mount the steps. Hold the reins, please. Shorten the right rein. The rein is tightened to prevent the horse from running away. The ends of the rein hang down on the right. By shortening the right rein, you make sure that the horse's left hind leg stays closer to the rider. Hold the whip in the left hand but on the right side of the horse's neck. Push the whip through the fist. Then grasp the stirrups. Focus on the horse's tail. Your upper body should sit above the horse's spine to avoid kicking it. Please stop here. Now we check the length of the seat. There should be a 4-finger clearance between the back of the rider's bottom and the cantle of the saddle. This saddle fits this rider. The hip is positioned at the correct angle, the leg hangs loose, the joints are loose, and an effective seat is possible. Here the weight is distributed over a wide area. Some riders have a baroque bottom. For them, this saddle tree would be too short. The weight would put pressure on the cantle area of the saddle and prevent the horse from lifting its back. The horse would hollow its back. I hope I've given you some helpful advice and that you'll soon become proficient. If you have any questions, please get in touch. You'll find my contact details at the end of this DVD. And now I wish you many hours of pleasure with your horse.